Hello everyone, in this video we will demonstrate our project which is called REST API. This project was made by Sanzhar Issabekov and Bexultan Saifullin. The purpose of this project is to create our REST API system, and the first question is what is a REST API? The REST API is an interface that several computer systems can exchange the information and other things securely over the internet. After learning this type of information, we decided to create our project, and the first thing what we have done is initialize the necessary repository in GitHub and created the necessary directories where we can store our Golang files. In Golang files we have written the base or simply the code for the project, and in the left side of the screen you can see our directories where stores the our Golang files, and you can easily get access to them thanks for the arrangement. Now, for the sake for the video, we will only demonstrate what we have done, and for the matter need to turn to the terminal where we can write the necessary commands. Now let's proceed. At first we will start by command make /API server, and after we can see that our database at this point didn't exist. However, with the right command which is called create DB, we have created our database which is called REST API dev, and after that we started our API server. After allowing it, and after starting API server, what we have done is use command migrate in order to ensure how was the created the database successful or not, and we used the create exits SQL, and for the matter we used the code command which is called migrate create in SQL, and we created directory which is called migrations create users. And the next thing is that after that we can see that in the directory which is called migration, the two files of the SQL format have been successfully created. The main difference between them that the one is used to add the changes and the second is to roll back of them. And we have you create our table and use the definitely these types of the data. And after that we use the second command which is called migrate in order to ensure how is it was created the database successful or not, and we use the path migration database, and we use the default Postgres localhost REST API dev database which we have created recently, and the SSL mode which is turned disable up. And after that we write the code PSQL recipe dev, and we can see that the users have been successfully created, and we can see it on the screen. The first is scheme migration we can skip. However, we can see the table users which we can see the the necessary type of account which we have created in the SQL files: ID, email, and encrypted passwords. The next thing we need to take into consideration is that we use the standard command make. We start with that again, and we start the API server. However, we need to consider one more scenario for the project. At first, we need to consider the two scenarios. At first, if the users, for example, email or password are invalid, and we can see in the first case the error has been raised, which we can see that email must be valid, email address, password can be blank. And for the second, we use the second. For instance, we use the valid email and the password, and we can see that we've got the result for that matter. And now we'll consider the next scenario. If we can see that we have previously created the user, however, we can see that the password has been changed from this email. At first we wrote inside user sessions, and we changed the parallel from password to 123, and let's see what the result would be. And for that matter, we can see that error has been raised. However, it is a different one, which is the error of incorrect email or password, which means that when once account has been created, it cannot be changed at this point. However, it can be possible if you change it by using the setting. However, if this scenario it doesn't work. At this point, I think that's enough for this video. All of the code has been written and posted in the repository, where we can see all of the sources and our code and try to run it. Thanks for your attention, and see you.